Despite the fact that Hugh Jackman has confirmed his involvement in Deadpool 3, Zac Efron addresses speculation that he'll portray Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Even though there's been much conjecture about who would play Wolverine in the MCU, fans are certain that Zac Efron will play the part. The question then becomes whether he's capable of playing that role in the MCU. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the story. To begin, could Zac Efron play in the MCU? To claim that Marvel was looking for a Zac Efron type first surfaced in 2019 in connection with the studio casting Moon Knight's Mark Spector in Eternals' Icarus, although Efron might yet join the MCU soon. Not only may Efron star in one of the many confirmed MCU projects, possibly as the Human Torch in Fantastic Four, but he could also fill Jackman's shoes as Wolverine. With the investigation of the universe in Phase 4, it's feasible that Jackman's Wolverine will be just one of the MCU's versions. If Jackman's cameo in Deadpool 3 is his final, Efron may play another version. With his previous experience ranging from comedy to action to drama, Efron seems like a good fit for the MCU, so it wouldn't be surprising if he joined as one of the X-Men, especially considering this isn't the first time he's shown interest. Interestingly, Efron's responses to Fallon's questions are ambiguous. This is typical of MCU performers who must adhere to Marvel's strict confidentiality standards, though it does not mean that Efron has been in talks with the company. Efron will remain one of the many stars listed by the MCU rumor mill until Marvel says differently. Moving on, Thanos and Darkseid would be the most dangerous team-up in comics. In a universe where a crossover between Marvel and DC is extremely unlikely, neither company's heroes need not be frightened about Thanos and Darkseid collaborating. Despite having experienced the clash of both realities in the past, Spider-Man concerns remain valid. A universe in which Darkseid and Thanos were brothers with the same incredible talents as they do on their respective planets would be a nightmare for anyone who attempted to stand in the way of either one of those worlds. Darkseid and Thanos had previously conquered their respective universes, therefore there's little doubt that combining forces would result in an unstoppable force. When it comes to dealing with both villains at the same time, Earth's mightiest heroes and the Justice League have few options. When they were brothers, they would wreak havoc on the universe and shape it into their terrible image. Spider-Man is correct when he says that the DC and Marvel universes should count themselves incredibly fortunate that Darkseid and Thanos are not siblings and have never partnered in either realm, as their combined strength would be impossible to defeat. Following that, the new Captain America could be a clone, or something more sinister. Given the appearance of this new Cap, the most likely explanation is that it's a clone of Mr. Sinister himself. Despite the absence of pallid white skin, this clone bears a striking resemblance to Essex. Sinister has a long history of customizing his versions to fit new situations, such as when he upgraded his clone line with the X gene to become a mutant. It's not out of the question that this new Captain America is nothing more than a Sinister clone upgraded with a bit of Roger's super soldier DNA, which he'd need to properly handle the shield without injuring himself. However, there are other possibilities for this new Cap's identity. Taskmaster was recently seen wearing the uniform of Steve Rogers in Timeless #1 by Jed Mackey, Kev Walker, Greg Land, and Mark Bagley, thanks to Kang the Conqueror's interference. Captain Krakoa was recently introduced by Gregan and Pepe Larraz in the pages of X-Men #6 in an attempt by the mutant nation to have its nationalistic-styled hero. That was just Cyclops' alternate hero identity. Still, given Sinister's obsession with the Summers gene line, his Captain America may be a corrupted version of Scott or Alex Summers. Regardless of this new Cap's identity, one thing is sure, this Sinister-controlled Captain America will be a force to be reckoned with. Next up, a faulty machine kills his parents, so Iron Man keeps building better ones. This new take on Iron Man's motivations is one of the better takes on his origins. Tony tried to make sense of his parents' deaths in various ways over the years, assuming they were assassinated or staged deaths. However, he understood that the Stark's death had no greater meaning. It was simply a vehicle accident. As the Celestial reminds us, they died because a machine failed them. This is why Tony is obsessed with creating better machines. He believes that if he works hard enough, no one will die in another vehicle accident. This is why he does what he does when he developed Iron Man. This honest emotion, however, has a wrong side. Tony has transformed himself into a machine represented by Iron Man. As a result, he's the subject of his perfectionist mindset, which means he'll always be insecure and dissatisfied with himself. This fresh take on Iron Man's origins moves the focus from Tony's imprisonment to his parents' accident, with the former serving as a trigger for the latter's reaction. Marvel Comics is finally attempting to re-elaborate Tony's numerous interests and addictions by making them an intrinsic part of what makes him a hero by retelling Iron Man's origins in this fresh, intriguing way. Moving on, Storm and Magneto form an Omega-level relationship. In the end, the couple agrees to become members of the club and begin functioning as the White King together before being split apart by the events that take place over the entire line. This, however, would not be the last time the two would work together. Years later, as Cyclops' Extinction Team members, Storm and Magneto find themselves battling against a slew of dangerous foes. Few opponents can stand up to the strength of the two Omegas, including the Celestials, Mr. Sinister, and even the Avengers. And now that Krakoa and Arakko have reunited these two all-powerful X-Men, their marriage is stronger for many reasons, including that Krakoa and Arakko originally strengthened it. Storm and Magneto's power sets are marvelously complementary, as are several other fan-favorite X-Men pairings. Eric has access to power levels that few humans on Earth, even Omega-level mutants, can replicate. This is due to Eric's unmatched command of the electromagnetic spectrum. Meanwhile, being a fellow Omega with enormous strength, Storm's weather and energy manipulations complement Magneto's, allowing the two X-Men to combine their abilities to create a disastrous result. Magneto's ability to manipulate the magnetic field complements Storm's. Following that, how John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic death was filmed. Krasinski's presence in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was brief for MCU fans, as Wanda rapidly tore him apart during her assault on the Illuminati's headquarters. Large-scale productions such as the Doctor Strange sequel might result in performers not sharing scenes, whether due to scheduling difficulties or, in the case of the MCU film, COVID protocols prevent stars from being together. Given that most of Wanda and Mr. Fantastic's interaction in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was back-and-forth takes with the others back to the camera, it's little surprise Olsen passed the lie detector exam regarding Krasinski's well-guarded cameo. Though he died in Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, many MCU fans are hoping for Krasinski to reprise his role as Mr. Fantastic in the upcoming Fantastic Four film. Some were perplexed by the lack of casting announcements at this year's D23 Expo, as rumors swirled in the run-up to the event about Krasinski attending the Marvel panel to confirm his return. But with director Matt Shakman only being confirmed just before D23, with the reported explanation being that Kevin Feige wants input from his director on casting decisions. Finally, Wolverine stole another mutant's mask. Mesmero had recently escaped the clutches of an organization known as the Secret Empire and rescued a fellow mutant captive Beast, according to the book. During the escape, Mesmero took control of Beast's thoughts and forced him to don a badly put-together costume created from various Halloween store products. Mesmero gives him the identity Wildlife and sends him to Brand Labs to steal the Electron Gyro, a powerful weapon. When they come face-to-face with Wolverine and Jack, Mesmero is thrown down, and Wildlife escapes his mind control in an attempt to save lab assistant Linda Donaldson. When Wolverine intervenes and kills him, the living diamond knocks Beast and Linda out and plans to kill them. After the threat has been removed, Logan takes a deep breath and notices that his mask has been ripped in the struggle. He then dons Wildlife's mask, implying that Beast designed Wolverine's most iconic appearance. While the X-Men's apparel has been streamlined and altered over the years, the character's core design always returns to Gil Kane's approach, whether in animated series or modern comic books. It's intriguing to learn why Wolverine's mask evolved after his first appearance and where the new form of his costume originates from, providing him with an even deeper connection to the X-Men. Well, that marks the end of our video for today. We hope you enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.